Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults,
and beer.
And beer.
Yeah.
Just two crazy Florida men drinking beer and talking about true crime.
That we are.
Because for some reason, the fact that it's two Florida men discussing it makes it a little bit crazier.
Indeed it does.
Anyway, that's Todd.
And that's Bill.
And together, no.
We are Wild Stallions.
We already did that one.
I know we did that one already.
But
couldn't help it. You started to go there, so I had to
I
fucking carry out. I had to carry it out.
Okay, all right. That's Todd.
And that's Bill.
And we are two wild and crazy guys.
Crazy guys. Perfect.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, but I derailed myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, what are you drinking?
Today I'm drinking fucking whiskey and Coke.
Damn.
Because that's what I had. I came home from work and I was drinking Bud Lights earlier, so technically I did drink beers earlier.
Yeah, but you pissed them out already.
No, not really, because I pretty much came home and fell asleep, so no, I haven't pissed anything out yet.
Okay. Piss break coming soon.
Yes.
So, well, I'll give you 3 guesses as to what I'm drinking, and the first 2 don't count.
Yeah, we know you're drinking Bud Light.
Right. So, man, I was set up, ready to go earlier and everything, and all of a sudden the power went out.
Oh crap!
That would have been the second time that's happened since we've been doing these episodes. So I got my laptop up and I turned it on and I checked the battery was fully charged. So I'm like, okay, we're good. But then you know, before we started this episode, the power came back on, so I was able to set my regular setup back up.
Right on.
So I had my laptop set up with my interface hooked to it and it was ready to go, but luckily we didn't need it.
All right on. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah. It was out for about 45 minutes.
Damn.
So I have another update from the Fort Pierce Loves, the one with the Arby's.
Oh, your favorite place. All right, here we go.
Place. Well, this one doesn't start off there, but it starts off near there. So I'm just going to include the story, and then it finishes there though because something weird happened there, as seems to happen a lot at that particular place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm heading north on the turnpike. I'm probably about 5-6 miles away from the exit to get to that Love's, and I need to fuel, and I also need to get something to eat. So I am in the left lane, and I'm passing like a long line of slow traffic. I'm actively passing them, and I am doing the speed limit, which is 70, because that's what my truck is governed at. So I'm actually doing the speed limit. I check my mirrors and I see this idiot in one of those cargo vans just like zipping through and everything, and he's like right up on my ass. And then finally when there's a break, he jumps into the right-hand lane, passes me, flicks me off out the window, and I saw him looking in his rearview mirror. I flicked him off, and then he flicked me off again. Oh, I'm a badass. I flipped off the truck, but then he starts weaving his way through. Now I could understand if I was in the left lane doing 60 miles an hour, but I'm in the left lane doing the speed limit. You know, so don't get pissed off at me if I'm doing the speed limit and you're wanting to fly through there at 90 miles an hour. You know, I mean, What am I supposed to do? I can go 70. Am I supposed to sit just because I'm a truck and my truck won't go 90 miles an hour like your piece of shit cargo van does? Am I just supposed to sit there behind people doing 60 miles an hour when I can do 70? No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not, and I won't. I mean, and it was just one of those, like, you know, packs of people with a bunch of slow people all running together, you know? So, so anyway, let's put that aside for a minute. because we see him again after we see him again. So I get off the exit and I go to the Loves and I'm fueling. I pull forward everything. I go in and I get something to eat. So I've got my big ass mug with me, this big ass huge mug, and I only put water in it. That the only thing that's ever been in that thing is water. So I'm there filling it up with ice and everything and putting water in it. And this girl, I saw her come in from the trucker's side, and she's probably like, I don't know, 25, somewhere between 25 and 30, I'm guessing, but she was pregnant.
Okay.
So she asks me, she sees me, she's like, "Can you use your rewards card to take that, to pay for those refills and that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can." She's like, "Oh, cool." I said, "But this is just water. This is just water, but you can, they don't charge me for the water, but you can get refills on that." She's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Cause I've got like 2 of them in my truck. And I said, "Are you a driver?" She looks at me and she goes, "My husband is a truck driver." Turns around and just stomps off. Like, I wasn't hitting on you, bitch. It's like, I was like, I was like, okay, you're pregnant, so I was just like,
yeah, right. God damn, dude, that's fucking hardcore.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not hitting on you. I mean, she wasn't bad looking, but I mean, I'm not gonna just openly start hitting on a pregnant woman.
Yeah, right.
We know she puts out though.
Yeah, true.
So,
or she did once anyway.
Yeah. So
God, I'm going to hell. I'm sorry. Oh wait, I'm not sorry. But I am going to hell though.
But I got I got my stuff. I paid for my my food and everything. And when I walked back out there onto the lot to go back to my truck, I had my radar on. I was watching, expecting like an angry husband to come rushing to his wife's defense or something like that. But,
yeah.
But that didn't happen, luckily. So I go out of there and I get back onto the turnpike. I go about 10 miles, further north, and guess who I see spun out on the side of the fucking interstate in the grass?
Oh, I don't know. Those people?
No, the asshole that was in the van.
Oh, the first asshole. All right, cool.
So,
I guess.
He's standing there on the side of the road and everything. He's on the phone and everything. He's bitching. He's bitching and everything. So I slowed down, I slowed down. There was nobody behind me. So I slowed down. I rolled down my window. I blew my horn at him, and I flicked his ass off. And then
you flipped him off.
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
He was pissed. So you know what? The good guys won in the end.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah.
So it just amazes me how much weird shit happens at that particular Loves. Because I don't have experiences like this at any. I mean, I have had experiences like this at other truck stops, but never one that consistently. And the other truck stops that I go to in Florida, I haven't had a single occurrence like this.
Oh wow!
It's just so weird that it's like that place is like the. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's the Florida man of Florida Loves.
There you go. Hell yeah. Fucking Loves. Jesus.
So anyway.
Anyway.
Let's unless you've got some ado. You got any ado?
No, I have no ado.
Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into our case for tonight. Tonight we're going back to Scotland.
Oh, back to Scotland, eh?
Yeah, this is Peter Tobin, and he was
all right.
He was, Peter Tobin was a Scottish serial killer and a sex offender who was sentenced to life in prison at HM Prison in Edinburgh. He was sentenced for 3 murders, that he had committed between 1991 and 2006. He was also for a time suspected of being the infamous Bible John, a serial killer whose crimes still remain unsolved to this day.
Okay.
And that is one unsolved case that we'll get to eventually because it's interesting as hell.
Right on.
The other serial killer suspected of being Bible John was the subject of our episode 25, Angus Sinclair.
Ah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So let's all pile into the camper van and head back to Scotland, shall we?
Yes, let's. Get out your camper vans. We're on the way.
Right.
All right, let's do this.
So Peter Tobin, he's served 10 years for the rape, buggery, and indecent assault of 2 girls in 1993.
Okay, buggery, huh?
Buggery. That's a charge. I guess.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah. So
it's just funny that they call it that over there.
Right.
But yeah, okay, cool.
Give me 1 second.
Certainly.
Oh, you've already got. Turn the oven off. I just smelled it. It smelled like it was getting hot. So, shortly later, he was sentenced to life for 3 murders that happened in 1991. Now, while in prison, he confessed to 48 murders. So.
Okay. Dude, 48, that's a lot.
Yeah, but a lot of them confess.
Oh, yeah, it's what they do.
So, sources are Wiki, the documentary on World's Worst Serial Killers episode, or series, season 1, episode 10.
Yeah.
Peter Tobin. And there was also a couple BBC articles that I used.
All right.
So, Peter Tobin was born in Johnstone, Scotland, near Glasgow, on August 27th, 1946. He was a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. There's a lot of Virgo serial killers out there. But I don't.
What are you trying to tell me?
I don't know. But what I will say is he's an August Virgo, not a September Virgo, and I'm a September Virgo.
Okay, does that make a difference?
We're better.
We're better. Okay, tally ho.
So he was the youngest son, or he was the youngest of 8 kids. He had 4 brothers and 3 sisters. And he was said to be a bit of a wild child and was violent toward his sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his father was a city councilman and his mother was a stay-at-home housewife. He then started committing minor burglaries, and at the age of 7, he found himself in reform school. He served time in the Barstow or Juvenile Correctional School for the burglaries, and these places were abusive, as they usually are in these cases.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if
hey, was this place that he was it for white boys?
Well, it was in Scotland in the early 50s, so probably.
Yeah, good point. I don't know. He served. He was at the something school, and I'm like for white boys. I was thinking for white boys, and I should have said it then, but I didn't. Yeah, I blew it.
No worries.
Anyway.
So, as a teen and a young adult, he would bounce around from job to job and move from place to place, and he would always wind up in some sort of crime. He was a magnet for it. And
so he was just not a good kid.
Right. And he was a piece of shit.
I see.
So he soon escalated to property crime on top of the burglaries. And, yeah, as he got older, his crimes got bolder.
Oh.
So when he was 22 years old, he began a relationship with 17-year-old Margaret Mountney. And they were married in August of 1969. And
all right.
They had been living in Glasgow, but they relocated to Brighton shortly before the wedding. Yeah.
Oh.
As with a lot of these marriages, where future serial killers are involved. He started off charming and a nice guy, but that all changed, as it usually does.
Yes, as it's often wont to do.
Yeah, I'm reminded of your favorite episode, Joseph Paul Franklin.
How many times do I have to tell you never to say that again?
I'm sorry.
Don't ever mention that cursed fucking episode ever again.
Yeah, but you did a hell of a job on it.
I know, I did. But that was rough, dude. That was, it was just rough all the way around, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You were there.
Yeah. So he would beat Margaret up and and then lock her in the house. And he was cruel to her pets, and he actually decapitated her puppy. Check.
Oh, god damn it.
Check. So, several girlfriends said that he would be charming to start off with, but later he would become violent. He was a manipulator who would say whatever he needed to say to win someone over, and then his true colors would shine through, and by the time that happened, these women had already been gaslighted relentlessly, and Peter owned them, and they were under his control, basically. They were his property.
Right. Damn it, man.
And, of course, he cheated on Margaret, and as soon as he started a sentence, a prison sentence, she divorced him in 1971. So she got the fuck out.
Okay.
So good on her.
Right? Hell yeah.
So in 1973, when he was released, he married a local nurse, Sylvia Jeffries. And of course, he beat her constantly, and they had a son together, and a daughter who died shortly after birth. And I kind of wondering, it's like, could that have been a miscarriage due to him beating the shit out of her? It doesn't say.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I thought of when I read that.
Right.
So Sylvia divorced him in 1976, and she took their son. So he was single for 10 years, but he was still womanizing and being an abusive prick to all women that he was involved with. And he always seemed to have a woman in his clutches.
Uh-huh.
In 1986, he met Kathy Wilson, and they were married in 1989. Peter Tobin was 40 when they met. He was 43 when they were married.
Okay.
They had a child together, and they moved to Bathgate in 1990. But this relationship was the same old story. He abused the hell out of her. They kept her captive in their home, and she eventually got the hell out as well. She had secretly saved up bus fare over a time in order to get the money to get her and their son to England.
Okay.
So, yeah, I said that he was 40 when they met.
Uh-huh.
She was 17.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And they were able to.
Oh, boy.
They were able to be legally married.
Okay.
They were married.
Well, yeah.
I guess. She was 20 because they were together when 3 years. Okay, so she was 20 when they got married. So.
All right. That's still fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still young, but okay.
Peter Tobin, the great father that he was, he followed her and got a place in Margate near where they were to be close to their son.
All right.
Now, when he moved in there, he became friends with a neighbor named David Martin, who later said that Peter Tobin was the friendly neighbor, no loud parties, no drama.
Okay. Yeah.
He would help out anyone who needed help.
Oh, he was just an all-around nice guy.
Yeah, he was.
A nice guy.
But David Martin, he's just that typical, that typical just like innocent teddy bear type and everything. Because there were interviews with him on the documentary.
Right.
So, but that of course changed. And Martin said that they'd be hanging out and everything, and young girls would walk by, and Tobin would gawk and say, "What about them?"
Oh, God.
And Martin would say something to the effect of, "Don't be stupid, Pete. You're old enough to be their father."
Yeah, of course.
And Peter Tobin would laugh it off, and 2 years later, Tobin moved away abruptly.
Oh.
So,
He just, like, fucked off. Okay.
yeah, he just fucked off.
All right.
So he moved to Havant, England in 1993, where he escalated his violence even more.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
At age 4, in 1993, he was at home with his 5-year-old son on a visit.
Uh-huh.
2 14-year-old girls came to visit one of their neighbors, and Tobin had always had an eye for young girls, and he was...
Oh, God, no. Okay.
Like I said, he was 40, and his latest baby mama was 16 when they met, not 17.
Oh, Jesus Christ, okay.
But the girls, they knocked at the door, but nobody was home, so Tobin saw this, and he also saw an opportunity. He's like, "Hey."
Oh, God, no. Okay.
But he told the girls that he had to run an errand, and he asked them to watch his son while he was out, and they agreed. But he didn't leave. He, like, "Oh, before I left, let's have a drink."
Oh, God, no. All right.
Yeah, and he drugged the girl. He spiked their drink with he spiked their drink with a sedative. Let's just say that.
Okay. We'll go there. That's fine.
Yeah, and he raped them, and he beat them, and then he left them for dead. And the assault stopped when his son interrupted them at around 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, he then called his ex-wife saying that he was having a heart attack, and then he turned the gas on in the flat, and he left with his son, and he was hoping the girls would die of asphyxiation from the gas.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
But they didn't, and they escaped, and they called the police.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm. So this was stupid because Tobin was on the lease for that flat.
Oh, Jesus.
Never
This guy is not really thinking that far ahead, is he?
No, he's not. But police announced that they were searching, that they were looking for a man named Peter Tobin.
Wow.
You don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, no kidding. God damn, dude, that's fucking retarded.
I know. I mean, I'm noticing something about this one. You know how a lot of our episodes, there's some setup time and all that stuff? There's no setup time in this one. It's just right.
I know, this one just went straight to crazy, right out the gate.
Yeah. And I wanted to, so like when I was doing the Angus Sinclair episode, I wanted to, I kind of made a mental note on Peter Tobin, and I just kind of, forgot about him, I guess. But I was looking for something to do because I have another book right now that is a very hard read. It's hard to follow and everything. So it's just like, okay, I need to get another episode out. Especially since people aren't digging our freaking Crave episode.
Well, they should. That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, it was. But it'll slowly get there. But
it'll figure it out.
And hopefully our next episode which is the previous episode as we record this, the Texas Tower Sniper. Hopefully you guys are digging that one too.
Hope so.
So.
Anyway.
So 40 days after the assault, Peter was using the alias Peter Wilson, but he was found and arrested in Brighton.
Oh.
But the reason why he had, laid low for 40 days is because he literally joined a cult for cover.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes.
Oh God. Well, yeah. I guess that's all right.
It was called the Jesus Fellowship in Coventry, but
okay.
But his car was spotted on their commune and the license plate and whatnot.
Oh. I see.
So this episode has it all. It has crimes, killers, and cults.
And cults, yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, and of course beer. They all have beer.
And beer, yeah, because dude, shit, he's in fucking.
Well, he even
Scotland. Well, he was in Scotland, but yeah, dude, you know he's drinking, so yeah, it's like every bit of it's there. Our entire fucking bit is there.
Yeah. So
holy crap.
But those two 14-year-old girls that he raped and tried to gas, he lured them with liquor. So there it is. There's your beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said, dude. It's all every bit of it's there.
Yep.
Our whole deal, our whole thing is totally there in one story.
We don't get that and this is still early in the story as well.
I know, right? Well, thank you, everybody. Good night.
Yeah. So
what? How could there be anything left? We've got the entire fucking name of our podcast is covered right now. End of story. It's over. Just kidding.
Yeah. So I just can't. He obviously didn't join the cult. He was just using them for cover. But still, it's just crazy.
Yeah, he was just hiding there. It's just funny. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
fucking great. Holy crap.
So on May 16th, 1994, at Winchester Crown Court, he pleaded guilty to rape and indecent assault and buggery.
And buggery.
The judge looked at him and said, "Go bugger off."
Go bugger off, you fucking buggerer. Oh, Jesus.
So he was sentenced to 14 years in prison, but he only served 10 and he was released in 2004. Now, he was 58 years old when he was released.
Uh-huh.
So once released, he changed his name so that he wouldn't show up on the sex offender registries. So, and he got a job. Take a guess.
Oh, no. Dude, I don't even know if I want to guess.
Well, he didn't get a job at a daycare. But you still have to guess.
Thank God. Oh, God, because, yeah. Oh, shit. What do you get a job as? What, as like a janitor at a high school?
You are so freaking close, man. You are so freaking close.
I was right there. All right.
He got a job as a handyman at St. Patrick's Church in Glasgow under his chosen name, Pat McLaughlin.
See, I almost had it.
Yeah, you were really, really close. So,
yeah, I'm getting better at this whole guessing thing. Yay.
So, he sought refuge there at the church at first, and then the priest there, they welcomed him, having no idea of the monster that they were bringing in.
Oh, God, yeah, right.
But he told them that he was homeless and hungry, and eventually they put him to work, in exchange for, which he didn't have, he didn't have a problem with because that also gave him cover.
Yeah. Well, damn.
But as we're going to find out later, this wasn't the only time that he sought refuge in a church. Yeah, he only went to a cult one time.
Only once?
Only once. Too bad he didn't go to Mother Anna's house of prayer.
Yeah, right? Could have tied all this shit together and been done with this.
Yeah. And it's like, well, Mother Anna was a lot of things. But at least she killed Peter Tobin.
But at least she killed Peter Tobin, right? Okay. Oh, my God. And here we go. All right, everybody. Hang on.
So, he was always a piece of shit, but he had never committed a crime at a church until now.
Until now, right?
He was at St. Patrick's for around 6 or 7 weeks, and during that time he began helping out and earning his keep. And the whole time that he was there, he was manipulating the priests, and they were oblivious to it, but little did they know the worst was yet to come.
Right? The worst is always yet to come in these stories, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to point out the obvious, but yeah.
It's true.
Oh, God. All right, here we go. Buckled up.
That's my line.
I don't know. I said buckled up because, I was just letting you know that I was already buckled up.
Oh, okay. Well, don't buckle up because you're already buckled up.
All right, then.
Everybody else out there listening, buckle up.
Buckle up.
And I think that's a drink bitches, isn't it?
It could be a drink bitches. I don't know.
I think it is. I think that buckle up.
It is now, anyway.
Yeah. I think that buckle up was part of the drinking game.
I don't remember if it was or not, but if it wasn't, it is now. So anytime Bill says buckle up or let's wrap this up, basically anytime Bill ends the sentence in up, drink. Got him. Oh. All too easy.
You made me inhale beer. God. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Yeah. And apparently we have beer that you can ingest into your lungs.
Yes. Breathable beer. It's a new thing.
Breathing in beer with Bill and
It
Todd.
gets you drunk twice. It gets you drunk twice as fast. No, I'm joking. Don't try it. Please don't try it. That shit'll kill you.
Yeah. So, Angelica Kluk was a 23-year-old student from Skazkał, from Skokzow in Poland.
Okay.
Skoczzow.
Skokzow? That would be how I'd say it. I have no idea.
Yeah. She was working there as a janitor at the church, and she was last seen alive on September 24th, 2006 with Peter Tobin when she disappeared. But
23, she's a little bit old for him, isn't he?
Yeah, and you know what? That's when we get that's going to come into play when it's like when we start talking about the cases that they investigated and tried to tie to him. But
okay,
yeah, that's going to come into play. Not necessarily from their end, but from my end.
All right, right on, Talio.
So, but all of her things that were in her room, they were all there and accounted for, but she was gone. There was no trace of her.
Oh. And
police began interviewing everyone at the church and in the community. But, multiple people reported that she was last seen with McLaughlin, a.k.a. Tobin.
Yes. All right.
One priest provided police with a photo of McLaughlin, and it was sent to the media, and immediately their phones were jammed with tips saying, "That's not Pat McLaughlin, that's Peter Tobin."
Ew. Dude, he is, dude, his story is unraveling rather quickly for one of our episodes.
Yeah, and this is an interesting one because, well, I don't want to spoil it for you. I mean,
I know, but usually when we're doing one of these, they don't get onto them till like way later in the story. This is like, I still feel like we're at the beginning of this one and they're already onto him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like just hold on. I mean, it'll all make sense. I mean, this stuff lasts.
It makes sense, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, dude, that it's just like, seems like this guy is unraveling faster than most. Anyway, let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he should have had a camper van.
Should have had a camper van. No shit, he would have got away with it a lot longer if he had a camper van.
I swear, I will never get tired of saying that. That was my favorite part of the Angus Sinclair episode.
Right?
But, so, police had a prime suspect, obviously, and they quickly discovered Tobin's violent past, and that sped up the investigation.
Yeah, see? There we go.
But he bounced. He was in the wind.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, the church had been searched, but with this new information, the lead detective put together a team of forensic experts, and they searched the church again.
Oh, okay.
They surmised that Tobin and Cook had been in a garage together working on, some woodwork when Tobin attacked her there. And when she was found, the autopsy revealed that she had been beaten, raped, and stabbed.
Oh, man.
Tobin, this came out later, but Tobin had knocked her out with a table leg, and there were actually splinters in her head.
Holy shit.
But at this point they haven't found her yet, but they're about to. On the extensive search, they found her body in an underground chamber beneath the confessional booth inside the church.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I have many questions.
Well, he literally
one of which is, why is there an underground chamber beneath the confessional in a church?
Well, it's probably just a basement. Honestly, it's probably just a basement.
Okay. So, dude, I'm thinking like, never mind. I'm not even going to go where my mind went.
I know what you're thinking, and so does everybody else.
Anyway, that's it. Yeah.
But
God, okay.
But the garage that they were in was on the clear other side of the church. So, he literally dragged her carcass across the floor of the church to put her where she was found. I mean, just a dead body right across, right in front of the altar, the pulpit, or whatever, and that's
just, yeah, wow, oh my God,
that's probably the crazy, the craziest thing that's probably the craziest thing involving like a victim in a church that we've had since BTK and what he did. But BTK still has the crimes in the church. He still holds the title on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And by the way, don't listen to our BTK episode.
Don't listen to that episode, please.
So, the church was shut down as a crime scene, obviously, and the public was horrified. And Tobin was an idiot.
There's a surprise.
He left DNA as well as fingerprints on the tarp that he had wrapped her in.
Oh boy, yeah, that'll do it.
But he was gone. But a week after the murder, police got a breakthrough. Tobin had been spotted, and he was using yet another alias, James Kelly.
Okay.
He was in London, over 400 miles away, and he he had checked into a hospital under that name, and somebody had recognized him from all the pictures and everything. Tobin was arrested, and he was extradited back to Scotland. And on March 23rd, 2007, the trial began, and at this point, Tobin was 60 years old, and he was charged
Holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
How'd that happen? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not going to touch on that now because it comes up later, where I kind of go into it. But he was charged with Angelica's rape and murder, and he pleaded not guilty. And he was a smug asshole throughout the trial. And that also comes up later.
Right on. Okay.
But on May 4th, 2007, the jury found him guilty after only 4 hours of deliberation, and he was sentenced to a minimum of 21 years. He was immediately sent to Edinburgh prison, and as he was being led out of the courtroom and taken to the prison, he lashed out at some of the photographers, even knocking one of them over. And,
damn!
And you can find footage of that on YouTube.
Oh, I bet. You can find anything on YouTube.
Right.
Anyway.
But law enforcement was convinced that this piece of shit had done more. Mainly the question they had was, is it possible to start, to get to 60 years old and then start killing?
Yeah.
Not usually.
Maybe.
Not usually.
Yeah, not usually, but, I know, yeah.
So a task force was put together, to investigate Tobin's past. And it was called Operation Anagram. And they were trying to connect Tobin to 13 unsolved cases, including 3 of the Bible John cases. And by the way, it's gonna be a while before we cover Bible John, because we're just not into doing unsolved cases. But this is one of the few that we will cover at some point with Bible John.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear a really good, story about Bible John, check out our buddies at Mental Illness Theater. They did a 2 or a 3-part episode on Bible John, and it's really, really good. You think we could do deep dives?
Yeah,
and we do.
Yeah, we do.
But they go deeper than we do on some of these cases. Like, for example, they have like a 4-part episode on Bob Berdella, which the most I've ever seen was a 2-part episode on him, and they managed to do 4. And it's just like, whoa. Wow. So it's just like, check out their, they're really good friends of ours, actually.
Yeah.
But their episode on the Bible John case was really, really good. And it was actually hearing their episode. I've heard several episodes on Bible John, but it was hearing their episode that made me think, it's like, you know what? We just might cover that piece of shit sometime.
Right?
Because they it's just, yeah. And by the way, Mark and Gina, I'm going to use your podcast as a source when we do that episode.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I'm citing my sources now. But
all right. It's a pre-site.
So,
anyway.
Yeah. So, anyway, Tobin boasted on committing 48 murders. But the investigation turned up evidence connecting Tobin to the next 2 victims that we're about to cover right now.
Oh, okay.
So the task force discovered that Tobin had an address in Bathgate, and that he had lived there around the same time that a well-known missing person had disappeared. 15-year-old Vicky Hamilton.
Okay.
The last time she had been seen was while she was waiting for a bus to Reading, a small town near Falkirk.
All right.
So, police reopened the case, and in June of 2007, they searched Tobin's former home. Nothing turned up there initially, but Tobin had bounced shortly after Vicky's disappearance, and they tracked Tobin's movements to a house in Margate where he had lived, and Margate was a good distance away from from the other house.
Okay.
God, hold on.
Yeah.
Reading. No. Shit. Damn it. What the fuck? Bathgate.
Bathgate. Okay.
Nothing turned up there, but Tobin had bounced shortly after Vicky's disappearance. So they tracked Tobin's movements to a house in Margate where he had lived. Now the house and the yard were searched, and in November of 2007, the police confirmed that human remains had been found.
Oh, okay.
Now, a dagger had been found at the Bathgate house, but no traces of blood were on it. And although Tobin's fingerprints were, but it's just okay. So he had a dagger. No what? And he forgot it when he moved. So what? There's literally nothing there. But they also found Tobin's fingerprints on the tarp that Vicky Hamilton was wrapped up in, along with a purse and a couple items that were buried in the backyard.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That
kind of
John Wayne Gacy over here.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well.
So.
All right.
After a month-long trial, Tobin was convicted of Vicky's murder, and while sentencing, the judge said, "You stand convicted of the truly evil abduction and murder of a vulnerable young girl in 1991, and thereafter attempting to defeat the ends of justice in various ways over an extended period. Yet you have shown yourself to be unfit to live in decent society. It is hard for me to convey the loathing and revulsion that ordinary people will feel for what you have done. I fixed the minimum period that you must spend in custody to be 30 years. Had it been open to me, I would have made that period run consecutive to the 21 period that you have already been serving." So that judge basically told Tobin that he was a piece of shit and to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, on December 11th, 2008, Tobin gave notice to court officials that he intended to challenge the verdict and overturn the sentence imposed on him.
Oh.
They said, "Fuck you, appeal denied."
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the appeal was dropped in 2009. So the next one was Dinah McNichol, and she was 18 years old, and she and her boyfriend were hitchhiking home from the Lip Hook Music Festival. And they accepted a ride from a man. The boyfriend was dropped off in Surrey, but Dinah never made it home to Essex.
Oh.
And she was last seen in August of 1991. And after her disappearance, her ATM card was used until the account had been emptied.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this was a red flag for her family because that card was for travel and school expenses only.
Yeah.
And it also had contained like a small inheritance money that she had gotten because her mom had passed away recently, and she had life insurance.
Yeah. Okay.
So the task force set their sights on his home in Margate, where neighbor David Martin was interviewed, and he's like, "Oh well, I saw him out there, and one time he was digging. I never thought anything of it. And he said he was digging a sand pit for his son."
Okay.
But one day I came back home and the sandpit had been filled back in. And I just, I asked him about it and he said that, well, the landlord said that, he couldn't have a sandpit in there, so he had to fill it back in.
Oh, I see.
But they
all right.
See what I mean about David Martin? He's just this guy, you just want to hug him, you know?
Yeah, right?
But
Telling you.
just a really sweet guy and all that stuff, but jolly.
Yeah. Right.
But they searched again, and a second body was found, and this was determined to be Dinah McNichol.
I see.
So, on September 1st, 2008, Tobin was charged with the murder of Dinah. The trial started in June of 2009, but the case was postponed because the judge ruled that Tobin wasn't fit to stand trial. And basically, he was faking being sick, kind of like old Larry Ray.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Dude, did he actually got away with that shit?
Once.
Okay, once. But still, it's like, really?
Yeah, but...
It's like, dude, you're already in jail. They have your ass.
Exactly.
Oh, god damn, man. All right.
But it's okay. I mean, he was already in prison. He wasn't going anywhere. But, that's what makes this case different.
Yeah.
It's like all of this stuff is coming out after they've already got him.
After they got him for something, and then they're like, okay, well, we got you on this one now, and this one now, and this one now.
But this was all for closure and everything, for just to close cases and everything. They had to do it and everything. They had reason to believe that this guy was a very prolific serial killer, which I personally believe that he was.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it.
So like the police officer said that put together the task force, was just like, do you really start killing at age 60?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. No, he could have just started. He's had to have done this shit before.
Many times.
Yeah.
So he probably has a higher body count than Angus Sinclair.
Yeah, probably. And he did it without a camper van.
Without a camper van. Yeah, but he got caught. So the camper van. Angus Sinclair.
The camper van would have probably got him not caught, or at least for a little while longer anyway.
Well, Angus Sinclair only got caught once for no. He did get caught for his first victim, that little girl, but I'm gonna have to go dig into that one again. He wound up getting released for it, but so he got caught twice, but whatever. Hashtag, but I digress.
That's fine. Yes, we did.
But whenever you have a chance to talk about the camper van, you take it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to talk about the camper van whenever possible. Because it's a camper van.
Yeah. So the trial was resumed on December 14th of 2009, and the defense literally offered zero evidence. But David Martin testified against Tobin, and Tobin was just sitting there in court, and he was giving a thumbs up sign and grinning at Martin. And then as he walked by, he's like, "Are you okay, buddy? Haven't seen you in a long time."
Uh-oh.
Don't fuck with David Martin like that. David Martin is a good dude.
Right?
He's like that teddy bear uncle that is nice to everybody, you know?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
So, the jury found Tobin guilty of Dinah's murder in just 15 minutes, and he received a third life sentence. So
Number 3.
Yeah, but okay. Now I have to clarify here, because if I don't, we're gonna get hate mail. Vicky Hamilton and Dinah McNichol were found during the same search. I just did them separately to keep the details specific to each victim.
Okay.
Just out of respect for the girls,
Uh huh. Yeah.
But Hamilton, when they went and found, and excavated at everything, they found the first body. The first body that they found was Hamilton, and so it's like they called in, and they're like, okay, well, we found a body, and they're like, was it Dinah McNichol? And they're like, no, it's Vicky Hamilton. Like,
shit.
What? She was buried 450 miles away from where she was last seen.
Holy crap.
So maybe he did have a camper van.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah, he obviously toted her around for a bit.
Yeah. So, but both girls were found with traces of that sedative that we mentioned earlier. Well, I tried to mention earlier. The same drug that he used on the two 14-year-old girls in 1993.
Yeah.
And these girls were already dead and buried when Tobin had attacked the 14-year-old girls.
Holy crap!
They were just, and it was at the same house too. That's just crazy. It's just like it's like I've got two girls buried in my backyard, and now I'm gonna kill these. I'm gonna rape and murder these two even younger girls in the exact same place. The guy was a fucking idiot.
Yeah. God damn, dude.
I love it when they're idiots. It makes our stories more fun.
Yes, indeed. It certainly does. Oh God, dude. Dude, I'm just okay.
But the families of Hamilton and McNichol were in the dark about what had happened to their daughters and everything for 16 years.
16 years. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
well, at least they got closure, I guess.
Right, and justice, because this piece of shit. It kind of goes back to they're doing the opposite of what the judicial system did in South Carolina with Pee Wee Gaskins.
Yeah.
Because in that one, if you remember, they were like, okay, we already got him. No need to charge him with all these other things and do a court date. But they're doing the exact opposite, which I find I don't know why, I just find that very interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see both sides of it, like I said in the Pee Wee Gaskins episode.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
But it's just like it's actually kind of cool to have the flip side of that,
Right. Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, at least, yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah, you got him. Some families don't get closure, but whatever. He's. They knew he did it. We got him. Best we can do. And these people are like going, all right, we got you, but we're gonna find everybody, motherfucker.
Yeah, they didn't find everybody. They only found 3, but still, I mean, they
were gonna try. They were gonna try
their damnedest, and they did.
At
This
least,
task force, man, they were on point, but. It's just because the guy fucking bounced around so much. When we get it, we'll get there. Okay. During the investigation at the house, lots of jewelry was found, and they believed that it was trophies. So,
yeah.
Operation Anagram narrowed the list of suspected murders down to 9, but the investigation was wound down and disbanded in 2011 because no more victims had been identified.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Tobin had confessed to, 48 murders, but he wasn't going to give any more details. He was just like, I killed 48 people. Prove I did it, bitch. Yeah, he's just gloating and rubbing it in the face of these people and everything.
Yeah.
Which was also weird because what was that case that we covered where the guy actually took them to the various sites. It was recent. What did we do?
Oh, God, who was it?
I don't remember. It was very recent. Like, in the last month, I think. But,
No, I know the one you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
yeah, I can't either. And you know what? When we when we first started doing this and everything, I'd be listening to other podcasts and everything, and they're like, I don't remember. And everything. I'm like, how can you not remember? You covered. Well, here we are. In the same.
Yep, here we are.
So.
Here we are.
So he was just gloating. Now,
Right.
one woman that Tobin was linked to was 18-year-old Louise Kay. And she had been sleeping in her car after a party. And neither Louise or the car was ever seen again. And she had disappeared in Eastbourne in 1988. And the car was a blue Ford Fiesta with a white door on it.
Okay.
So Tobin was in Eastbourne at the time that Cade disappeared. So it's thought that he had repainted the car and then sold it. And she was reported last seen with an older Scottish man who had actually given her money for gas. Yeah, and her disappearance was actually featured on the TV show Crime Watch.
Oh, okay.
The house he lived in at the time was searched as well as the yard, but nothing was ever found. There was a police officer who was talked in the documentary, and he said, I firmly believe that she's still there. We just haven't found her.
Oh.
But they pulled the funding, you know.
Yeah.
So another woman in Eastbourne had disappeared. It was Jessie Earle, and she was 22, and she had been found in 1989, shortly after Kay had disappeared. And Tobin was living in the area there in 1980, and he had been seen with her, and he was working as a handyman at the church at the time. And you know, when she was found, she was thought to have been raped, and you know, because of the fact that her hands were restrained by her own bra.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jessie was known to have been nervous about an older man that she had run into several times, and it sounds like Tobin was stalking her.
Yeah.
But when she disappeared, he bounced and moved to Margate.
Okay.
Jessie and Louise are both believed to be victims of Peter Tobin, and those two specifically, I believe it 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Totally.
But we're going to start getting into the other ones that was investigated now, and where it's just like he just happened to be there all the time, but it wasn't. But for whatever reason, it wasn't. You know, it's just the. All right, I'm just gonna dive in. Drink, bitch.
Yeah, here we go. Drink, bitches. Fuck yeah.
So 13-year-old April Fab, she had disappeared while cycling in Norfolk, and she was never seen again. The case was also
13.
the case was also linked to Robert Black, another Scottish serial killer, but but he had no ties to Norfolk. Tobin did.
Yeah.
But, you know, around that time. But there's no evidence that he ever came into contact with April. So, it's like that he probably did, but there's no way to tell.
Yeah, right.
Because at this point, he ain't talking.
Yeah, well, you know.
I killed 48 people.
And that's all I'm telling you.
Yep. This is one that I don't think that he did. This next one.
Yeah.
37-year-old housewife, Doretha Meechan. She disappeared, and she was found 6 weeks later with evidence of rape, and she had been strangled, and she had been buried in a shallow grave near a bridge. That's not exactly Peter Tobin's M.O., but who knows?
Nah. Yeah, that doesn't sound like him, but
No, he likes
who knows?
He likes them young, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Angus Sinclair didn't like fat chicks, but he got that one.
Yeah, well,
So it's just so sometimes they. But the difference here is Angus Young was connected to every murder that he committed. Or Angus Young. Did I just say Angus Young?
You did.
Sorry, AC/DC.
Yeah.
Angus Sinclair.
Angus Sinclair. But yeah, no, yeah. God, yeah, you said Angus Young, dude. And the fucked up thing is it went right over my head. I was just like, did he say, yes, he did say that. Oh well, whatever.
Ah, shit. Another one. August 1974 in Norfolk, a headless body was found. She was never identified, but she was there around the same time as Tobin, and that's all they know. She was never identified. There's no, but it bears mentioning because of the fact that he was there at the time.
He was there, yeah.
Right. So, also in August of 1974, Pamela Exel, 21 years old, she vanished after a walk on the beach near Snedisham. I'm doing better on these Scottish names than I did on the French names.
Yes, you are. That's for sure. But I love it. I love how it fucking shit trips you up. 'Cause, tells you to Google that shit and find out how to pronounce it.
So,
God.
Tobin was there at the same time, and some of the jewelry that was found was speculated to be hers. And of course, there was no other evidence. Of course. I honestly don't know why they suspected that some of the jewelry belonged to this girl. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe when she was found, they found a similar jewelry. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
But March of 1979, Yvette Ann Watson, 17 years old, she disappeared. She disappeared from the David Rice Hospital where she was being treated for depression, and she had never been seen since. And there's no evidence of any contact whatsoever with Tobin, but there were references in her diary to a Mr. Tobin.
Oh, interesting.
So that kind of made people just go, things to make you go, things to make you go, I'm sorry, I did not mean to go CNC Music Factory.
That was fun.
You'll allow it? I don't want to punch on my metalhead card.
I'll let it slide this time.
Okay. So,
Anywho.
So, June 16th, 1980, 14-year-old Patsy Maris, she disappeared from school, and she was found strangled to death shortly later, like a day or two later. But this case was attributed to her boyfriend, Levi Belfield, and he later confessed to it in 2008.
Okay.
30 years later.
30 years later, but yeah, well, yeah.
But in November...
I mean, but okay, so he confessed to it. Was he like... Did they catch him on something else when he confessed to it, or...
It didn't really say. It kind of... I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like maybe this guy died young or something, and it was a deathbed confession.
Oh, okay.
That's just me speculating. There was really nothing there that said how.
It just said that he confessed to it later on. Okay.
Right.
Right on. All right.
November 4th, 1981. Pamela Hestick, 16 years old. She was found bludgeoned and strangled, and she had also been raped. This was in Johnstone, and Tobin was in Johnstone at the time.
Of course he was.
September 11th, 1983, Janice Weston, 36-year-old, was found beaten to death in a ditch. Once again, not Tobin's MO.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like our guy.
No, I mean, it's just the majority of the people that he's been investigated for and everything. They're all young. They're all in their 20s or younger.
Yeah.
And so he never dumped. I mean, the 3 victims that he was actually convicted of, he buried.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's yeah, dude, he took some time disposing of the bodies.
Right. So in December 14th of 1991, Nicola Payne, who was 18 years old, she disappeared while walking to her parents' house in Coventry. This is where Tobin, if you remember, was getting culty.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And this was the exact same time when he was there in that cult and he was hiding from police.
Yeah.
So, you know what? She fits his profile, his victim profile, and he was there at the same time. That's when I do believe that he did.
Yeah, I would think so.
And plus, if you're living on a compound, they don't just let anybody walk onto this compound, so it's just he probably felt invincible there, and I'm surprised that he didn't. From the time that he joined up with that cult, this story could have gone in a very different direction.
Yes, it could have, for sure.
I mean, he could have become active in the cult and all that stuff, and used the cult as a cover and everything. Or maybe not, because he was arrested right there because they found his car next to the somebody saw his car going into the compound. So,
all right,
maybe not.
Yeah.
But still, you know what? If he hadn't got arrested, that might have been his plan all along. It's just okay, I'm just going to stay in this cult.
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm just gonna hide here.
Yeah. Kill somebody and everything, and then just disappear back into the compound. Nobody will know it's me.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe you ever know.
Maybe you shouldn't have used your car.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he can't, dude. He can't think of everything, man. Shit.
He didn't think of anything.
Yeah.
And the only reason he got away with so many, with so much more than he was actually convicted of, is because he bounced around so damn much.
Right.
So on July 30th, 1992, 15-year-old Helen Gorey was found murdered near a community center, and she had been strangled.
That sounds like our guy.
It does, but that's all the information that there is.
Yeah.
January 22nd, 2005, 35-year-old Jennifer Kiley, she had mental health issues and she was homeless, and she had been stabbed to death 16 times. This was in Eastbourne, and Tobin was there at the time, but he was actually in the hospital the day of the murder.
Oh, so he got lucky on that one.
Yeah, and
when I say lucky, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? That sounds like an Angus Sinclair.
Yeah, it does kind of, doesn't it? Now that you mention it.
Yeah. On January 26th of 1980, Elizabeth McCabe, 20 years old, she was found strangled to death in the Templeton Woods in Dundee. Her murder was included on a list of cases that they believed that Tobin couldn't be ruled out from, ruled out for.
Right.
But her case and that of 18-year-old Carol Lannon, who was found dead only 150 yards from McCabe a year before, Well, she was one of Anna Sinclair or Angus Sinclair's victims.
Oh, okay.
And the Elizabeth McCabe, a year later, her body was found like in the exact same spot.
Oh,
so that's why they looked into Angus for this one. But it turned out that Angus Sinclair didn't do that. Okay, we're done with all that crap. I don't know. I hate talking like that.
Yeah.
I just hate going through all of this stuff and everything. But
I mean, it really details. Yeah.
But I mean, probably over half of these, I actually do believe that fucking Peter Tobin did it.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sure.
Some of them he didn't and everything, and that's why they do the cases and everything. But hats off for the due diligence, like we were talking about earlier. I mean,
yes.
It's like how they handled this case versus how the South Carolina handled Pee Wee Gaskins.
Yeah. Yeah, right? No shit.
So, in the late 2000s, speculation arose that that Peter Tobin was Bible John, a serial killer who had murdered 3 women in the 60s in Glasgow. Patricia Docker, age 25, Jemima McDonald, 32, and Helen Puddock.
Uh-huh.
It's been alleged that Tobin hated it when his wives and girlfriends were on their periods. Yeah, this was reported when like from the wives and the girlfriends. But this was this was also a characteristic of Bible John.
Oh, okay.
So this is just a thought of mine. It's not in any of the research or anything like that, but what was multiple times in this story he had a particular line of work frequently. What was it?
Wait, what was it? He was like, didn't he work at a school or something?
Church,
the church, yeah, that's it. Church, school, whatever.
You
Some
need
places, they're both places you have to go that you don't really want to.
You need a vacation, bro.
Yeah, I do. I don't know, dude. I'm losing my mind.
Well, let's get to episode 50, and then we'll start planning that vacation because I'm about 90% positive that that's going to be able to happen.
Right.
And hopefully it does, because then we're not gonna tease it, because it's either gonna happen and we'll tell you, or it's not gonna happen and
you'll never know.
We'll never know what it was.
Yeah. So anywho, moving on.
Yeah, but it's just he did a lot of work in churches and everything. That's just another similarity. And Bible John was seen carrying a Bible around, hence the name.
Right.
So Tobin was eliminated as a suspect in those murders, and also because he was nowhere near Glasgow when the murders took place.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but that's also why Angus Sinclair was a suspect, because he was near Glasgow the majority of the time. But
right.
Ultimately, DNA cleared Tobin and Sinclair of those murders.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the first time we've ever had like a callback, other than one that we did just because. But I think this is the first time we've ever had a callback to another topic that we've done. Where I really did think this was the first time.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. Dude.
Yeah.
All right.
And then if we do that guy Robert Black, I have to look into him. But we'll wait a little while before we do him.
All right.
Yeah. We don't want to shit on Scotland. I love Scotland.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm like very close to being a purebred Scotsman. I mean, I'm like 95% Scottish.
No?
I mean,
Right.
and it's in my lineage. I've seen the documentation. It's just like
So you're only 5% crap then.
well, I guess
I couldn't help it. I had to go there.
because if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
It's crap. All right. So you're 95% Scottish, so you're 5% crap.
I guess so. But
anyway,
but still,
I had to go there.
yeah. Actually, that's the first time I've ever rolled my R's really well. Holy crap!
Holy crap!
Holy crap! Holy God! I did it again. I've
Holy
never been
crap. able
to do that before.
Well, there you go. See.
All right, I'm just going to start saying crap.
Oh boy! All right, here we go.
Holy crap!
Holy crap!
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's freaking easy. I have never been able to roll my R's.
Oh, well, now you can.
Thank you, Peter Tobin, for doing your bullshit so I could learn how to roll my R's.
Roll my R's. Alrighty then.
I'm kidding, people, obviously, but
Yes.
but that's true though. I've never been able to roll my R's until like literally right now.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
So, August 9th of 2012, they thought he was having a heart attack, or he thought he was having a heart attack, and he was taken to Edinburgh Royal Infirmary. I think I've got it.
Yeah, it's possible.
So he was, he was treated and he was taken back to the HM prison in Edinburgh, and on July 1st of 2015, his cellmate slashed his neck with a razor blade, leaving a 20 centimeter cut on his neck.
Oh, well, damn.
His cellmate, double rapist, Sean Moynihan, pleaded guilty to the attack, and he got 30 years added to his sentence. But in February of 2016, he had a stroke and he was hospitalized. And in 2019, he was listed as frail and he was suffering from cancer.
Oh.
Now, I'm not sure which episode that we brought this up on, but I know we brought it up on one. It probably might have been the Angus Sinclair episode, or just like a side note. I should have looked at the date that we did the Angus Sinclair episode, but it probably was. Well, no, wait, I don't know. No, because on October 8th of 2022, he died at the age of 76, and his ashes were dumped at sea because nobody would claim them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They should have flushed him like Debbie Blanchard's sister
Flush his
did.
ass down the toilet, yeah.
Yeah. That's the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case, episode 18 in our podcast. But I think we had done Angus Sinclair a ways before. I don't know. Maybe you and I just talked about it.
Well, yeah, we might have just been like bullshitting about it, yeah.
Yeah, like not on the podcast or whatever, because I remember talking to you about Peter Tobin dying, but it had to have been after we did the Angus Sinclair episode, just us shooting the shit or whatever. But yeah, because we did that, it was a long time before October when we did the Angus Sinclair episode.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we might have just been talking about. Yeah, I don't know.
But I do remember talking to you about it. But still, we might be the first podcast to do a complete podcast on Peter Tobin that includes his death.
Yeah. All right.
We might be.
Could be.
We're number one.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up. And
God.
drink, bitches.
Drink, you motherfuckers.
So, anyway, thanks a hell of a lot for listening.
Yes, thank you so much, y'all. You guys rock.
Yeah, we actually had a good time with this one, and this one didn't go as long as I thought that it would.
Yeah, no shit, right? I can't believe it's already over.
Yeah, it's gonna be after the edits and everything. It'll probably be about an hour and 15, hour and 20
Give
minutes.
or take, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, yeah, dude. Good. That means I can go back to bed.
I got through it really quick though.
Yeah, you did. But, yeah, you did good. We got through it.
So, anyway, follow us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at CKC_beer. We're on Facebook. Thanks a hell of a lot for listening because, I mean, it's just like this show is like going, we're in the early stages of really taking off, and I'm pumped. I'm super pumped, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, thanks for listening, and please subscribe, rate, and review.
Yes,
that helps us out. As we right now, we only have one Apple review, and that was from Mark of Mental Illness.
I was going to say it's still Mark, right? Mark, yeah. Still Mark from Mental Illness. Yeah.
Yeah. So come on, hook us up, people.
Help your brothers out.
Yeah, Suriname. Come on, we're putting the call out to Suriname. You know, hook up
Suriname. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hook up your favorite podcast, which we are. We are number one in Suriname. We're the number one true crime podcast in Suriname.
Apparently.
So anyway, our website, it has all of the information for, like our socials, all the episodes on all the different platforms, my original music, and it's gonna have merch soon. And
yes,
we're
as soon as I find a decent fucking print on demand T-shirt place,
right,
we are gonna have T-shirts. And I'm just trying to find something that I feel will be a decent product and not something that'll disappear after you wash it 2 times.
Yeah. What you mean is you're looking for something that's not crap.
Yeah, something that's not crap. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, that was good, bro. Well done. Well done.
So, and also our Patreon is going to be launched soon.
Yes.
We're putting together episodes like more like our episode on the French wine terrorists. It's going to be like content like that and everything, stuff that doesn't really fit in on, the crazy depraved bullshit that we cover on this. And they're going to be shorter episodes too, but that's not all we're going to do though. We're going to put like uncensored episodes on there from time to time if we have one where like shit really goes off the rails, like the Ron Dominique episode.
Yeah, there's that one.
That's just one example, but I mean, there's more, and we might even put outtakes, just individual outtakes where we go like on a really long digression or whatever, but it's funny as shit, but we cut it out because it was too long. So we have been saving those, so those are going to be on the Patreon as well. So,
yeah, there's going to be all kinds of different stuff on the Patreon.
Yeah, one thing I can
eventually when we get there.
No, I think we're less than a month out from launching it, honestly.
But you know what I meant. You know what I mean? I meant like when we. It's not happening fucking tomorrow.
Right. One thing I can promise is we're not going to be one of these podcasts that will put an episode that would normally be in the main feed on like Spotify or whatever, Spotify or Apple or Amazon or whatever you listen to, something that would fit in with the main feed and be like, we just covered Ted Bundy on Patreon. If you want to hear it, sign up. We're not going to do that. We're going to find a different shit to put on Patreon. Yeah.
Our normal content that y'all have been so gracious and listened to this entire time, it's still going to be here and still going to be free for everybody.
Right, and I don't like that when podcasts do that. They'll just sit there and it's like, oh, we just did this episode. It's like, I want to hear that episode, but I can't necessarily subscribe. I do my own podcast. I'm not subscribing to somebody else's.
All right. Anyway.
But anyway, until next week. Later.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for listening.